Political insanity, or is there a method to this madness? Kamala Harris closing her campaign in the Republican stronghold of Texas, as Donald Trump takes his message to one of the bluest states in America with a rally in New York City. Welcome to the No Spin Zone. Graph's Grievances starts right now. With just over a week to go before Election Day and polling showing Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump locked in a dead heat, both candidates for the presidency choosing to spend the final days of the race in strongholds of their opponent. Harris spending the weekend in Texas, a state that hasn't voted for a Democratic presidential candidate since Jimmy Carter in 1976, and will almost certainly hand Trump his third victory in the Lone Star State next month. Meanwhile, the former president is making his closing arguments in New York City. The last time New Yorkers voted for a Republican president was in 1984 with the re-election of Ronald Reagan. This year, Harris is expected to defeat Trump in the Empire State by around 15 points. So what is going on here? Why aren't both Harris and Trump spending every waking hour in one of the 7 swing states that will determine who wins the presidency? The Harris campaign argues that by holding a massive rally in Houston with pop superstar Beyonce and country music legend Willie Nelson, she can call attention to abortion rights and the threat of a national abortion ban if Trump is elected. Since the overturning of Roe v. Wade by the Supreme Court with 3 Trump-appointed justices, Texas has made abortion illegal in most cases. The law makes no exceptions for rape or incest. Texas' abortions ban has coincided with a significant increase in the state's infant mortality rate, as more babies have died from birth defects, and an increase in the state's maternal mortality rate. Harris will warn that this is the dystopian future Trump has planned for all Americans, even if Trump denies he would sign into law a national abortion ban. In addition to calling attention to one of the greatest impacts of Trump's judicial appointments, Harris's stop in Texas is an opportunity to elevate the candidacy of Colin Allred. The Democratic congressman from Texas is challenging Republican Senator Ted Cruz in the state's closely contested Senate race. According to 538's polling average, Cruz is now leading Allred by around 4 points. But like Harris, Allred hopes that by tying Cruz to the elimination of abortion rights in Texas, he will be able to increase turnout among moderate and even right-leaning college-educated women who do not want men telling them what to do with their bodies. Nevertheless, if I was on Harris's team, I would suggest she take Beyonce and hold a rally in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, or Wisconsin. States where Harris can win and needs to win if she wants to get elected President of the United States. But maybe they know something I don't. Even more strange than Harris in Texas is Trump campaigning in New York City. Sunday, Trump headlining a rally just blocks from here at Madison Square Garden in Manhattan. The spectacle, no doubt a lifelong dream for the former New Yorker and Queens native, but extremely unlikely to earn him any new voters.
And you know, one other thing that you'll see next week, Caitlin, is Trump actually reenacting the Madison Square Garden rally in 1939. I write about this in my book. President Franklin Roosevelt was appalled that neo-Nazis, fascists in America were lining up to essentially pledge their support for the kind of government that they were seeing in Germany. So I don't think we can ignore it. Now, it may be a leap for some people, and a lot of others may think, I don't want to go there. I don't want to say that. But please open your eyes to the danger that this man poses to our country, because I think it is clear and present for anybody paying attention.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and Democratic nominee for president on CNN comparing Trump's upcoming rally at the Garden to the infamous Nazi rally that took place in the arena in 1939. Yikes. Hard to imagine there won't be massive protests on Sunday. But perhaps Trump's appearance with expected guests Elon Musk and Speaker Mike Johnson is an opportunity to boost turnout for Republicans running in down-ballot congressional races in New York. And while it is true that there are several tight House contests in New York State that could very well determine whether Republicans maintain control of the lower chamber, New York Republicans usually try to run away from Trump and present themselves as more in the vein of Mitt Romney and John McCain. So once again, I really do not understand the Trump strategy here, especially with swing state polls showing the race too close to call. Perhaps both the Harris and Trump campaigns have concluded that the race actually isn't that close, but rather the race is too opaque to call. By that, I mean that polling has become so inaccurate that it is not worth solely relying on polling to determine where candidates spend the final days of their campaign. I guess we will soon find out. Thank you for watching Graph's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me in the next one.